people think he's just not walking forward and scoring those knockouts. You know, if that was the case, his face would look like mush. You know, he's moving his head, he's jabbing.
He's slick. A lot of people too, like,
since he knocks people out so much, people forget that he's a good boxer.
Yeah.
Now, can he hurt Canelo? That's gonna be the key. That's gonna be the key, because you can't knock nothing out, you can't hurt. You can't knock nobody out, you can't hurt him. Now, if Crawford is in here to do 12 grueling rounds with a strong fighter like Canelo, I think Canelo only need one shot to change the game or change the fight.
Yo, let's break this down. Mike Tyson just shook up the whole Canelo versus Crawford buzz. Iron Mike came out and said Crawford's been bulking up a little too much. And that's big. Why? Because if Bud's packing on muscle, it could slow down those trademark quick feet and razor-sharp reflexes we've come to expect in the ring.
I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that.
Picture this, Crawford, normally gliding across the ring like Wi-Fi on Max signal. But if Tyson's on point, all that extra muscle might have him lagging like a bad stream. And here's the real twist. Tyson's not just calling out his size, he's reading his mindset. He sees that raw predator energy in Crawford. That lethal blend of aggression and control. The kind that doesn't just win fights, it finishes them.
Most of these guys, Alexander Green, Hannibal, Genghis Khan, we have their DNA. That's why some people are savages to some, because we have these guys' DNA. These guys conquered the world, and look who we are, what level we are. We have their seeds. We have them.
Let's be real. If Bud slows down even for a second, Canelo's the kind of fighter who'll hit pause on your whole strategy. So what are we looking at here? Crawford the predator, or Crawford, the slowed down target? Either way, thanks to Tyson, this fight just turned into a brutal game of chess. With bricks flying across the board, Tyson didn't just toss out a hot take. He warned us. He said that extra weight could cost Bud a step, dull those WIFI fast reflexes. But you know what Crawford said in response? Bet. Watch this. Now he's bringing Carlos freakin' Adams into camp, a certified puncher, to throw heat at his head. That's not sparring, that's survival training. That's like turning your gym into a jungle and telling the pit bull to chase you, just to sharpen your footwork. And honestly, I'm here for it. Crawford ain't dodging the smoke, he's walking straight into the fire and daring it to burn him.
The hottest fighter in the world right now, fight me, help me make some money for my family. You know, these guys are too much ego. Yo, brother, help me make some money for my family. You know, Spence and Crawford fought, thank you, brother. Now they went to both their separate banks.
Crawford's basically looking at Canelo like, yeah, I know you hit like a truck, and I'm still showing up. Bringing in Carlos Adams. Wild move. But hold up, forget that for a second. Because now Max Kellerman just stepped into the conversation. And when Max talks boxing, you stop scrolling and start taking notes. The man breaks fights down like he's got a decoder ring for boxing IQ. He's sitting there saying, Crawford's got the jab, the defense, the footwork. Basically giving Bud an A+ across the board. It's not just hype anymore. It's a full-on masterclass in the making.
He is sparring here middleweight WBC world champion Carlos Alvarez, who is 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 18 wins by way of.
Canelo's not just another name. He's the big dog in the room. A chin like granite, and power that doesn't just land, it echoes through the building. And Max isn't selling this like some run-of-the-mill Saturday night brawl, nah. He's calling it a once-in-a-generation clash. He's dropping names like Ali, Spinks, fights that froze time and lit up the globe. Because this isn't just boxing anymore. This is cinema. This is Netflix-level, billion-eyeball spectacle. The kind of fight your barber's breaking down between fades, your grandma's picking sides on Facebook, and your Uber driver's giving you play-by-play before you've even said where you're going.
Not paying attention to is Terence Crawford is standing right in front of Carlos Alvarez and taking the big punches from Carlos Alvarez as he's standing in the pocket and counterpunch.
And here's the best part. Max makes it feel like we're on the edge of a new golden age in boxing. Real stories. Big characters. Dream fights that finally feel possible. If he's right. Buckle up. Because fight fans are about to feast. And just when you think Kellerman dropped the MIC with that Ivy League level breakdown, courtroom closed, case dismissed, boom, here comes Jeff Horn. Yeah, that Jeff Horn. The guy who actually went toe-to-toe with Crawford. He doesn't deal in theory, he's got scars. He's not giving you opinions. He's giving you lab results.
First attribute, best jab.
Crawford.
Best defense.
Crawford. Nowadays, Crawford. I would say early in the fight, Canelo. And earlier in his career, Canelo. But he hasn't been that kind of fighter in...
And when Jeff Horn talks, you realize something. Crawford isn't just a fighter. He's a trap-setting magician. Horn said Bud will lure you into the very punch you thought you were slipping. That's not just ring IQ, that's Jedi-level misdirection. Like his pulling strings in real time, making you dance right into danger, and Horn didn't sugarcoat it either. He knows Canelo's not about to come out the gate throwing wild like his in Fight Night champion. Nah, he respects the threat. Bud's accuracy alone can check him early, make him hesitate, but once Canelo starts leaning in with that I'm the bigger man energy, Crawford's playbook becomes crystal clear: move, clip, frustrate, repeat. A slow burn. A mental grind. And if it works, Canelo might be swinging at shadows all night.
I think Crawford's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, right? Because I think, and Canelo once was. Even though Crawford is biologically older, Canelo has had the longer career. He's been fighting since he's a teenager, and there's been signs recently that maybe he's not the same guy that he...
And if Canelo starts to fade late, that's when Crawford sharpens the blade. That's when the real danger kicks in. Jeff Horn didn't stutter. He flat out said Crawford could stop Canelo, and that's not coming from a keyboard analyst or a hyped-up fan. That's a guy who stood in front of Bud, felt those punches, and lived to talk about it. But here's the real gem Horn dropped. Canelo wasn't born a tank at 168. He built into that frame. Slowly. Methodically. Just like Crawford is doing now. So when people doubt whether Bud belongs in that weight class, Horn's basically saying, don't forget, Canelo wasn't always built for this either.
Possibly, yeah, sure. He's got super accurate shots, and if he's able to weather the storm early from Canelo, if that's what Canelo's strategy is, he could certainly tire Canelo out and stop him later in the fight. It's definitely...
So no, this ain't David versus Goliath. This is chess with gloves on. Canelo brings bulldozer size and pressure. Crawford counters with a supercomputer brain and razor-sharp precision. Yeah, history says size wins. But Jeff Horn's betting on ring IQ to flip the script. And if Bud pulls this off, we're not just witnessing another victory, we're watching a live-action cheat code break the sport.
The reason why Crawford's so good and why his punches feel so strong is he makes you walk onto them. He's a smart guy, and he was using my forward momentum and putting his punches into it, which made it hurt.
Man, just when you thought Jeff Horn's supercomputer breakdown of Crawford was the final word, Edgy Digest steps up. And this isn't some random Twitter hot take. This is a guy who's actually thrown leather with Bud in the ring, and the way he's breaking it down? It's wild. When the fight was just whispers, even he thought Canelo was too big, too strong. But now, he's flipped the whole script. Edges saying Crawford's too sharp, too fast, and way too smart to get bullied by anyone. That's not me hyping. That's a guy who went 12 brutal rounds of trench warfare with Bud, giving us the inside scoop.
Weight divisions, the higher we go, the more knockouts kind of happen, and definitely Crawford has the accuracy, one, and the power too. If he lands a clean shot on Canelo, he could knock.
And the way Mean Machine laid it out. Yeah, Canelo's got the size, no doubt. But look at what Usyk did to Joshua and Fury. Skill beats size every single time. That's a dangerous thought, my dude. Because if Crawford's timing and accuracy are the real cheat codes, then size might not mean a thing once Bud starts downloading Canelo's patterns. Edge Digis kept it 102. He said Crawford's punches aren't the hardest, but with his pinpoint timing and perfect placement, they feel 10 times worse. That's like getting taken out by a sniper. You don't even see it coming until it's already too late.
Crawford's style of boxing, just how he figures you out. He's like a supercomputer in there. You'll take shots, and once he figures you out, then he goes for...
So now we've got Horn calling Bud a matador and Mean Machine saying size won't even matter. You feel that? This fight isn't just boxer versus boxer, it's a full-on chess match with fists. And if both these guys who've gone toe-to-toe with Crawford are telling us the same thing, then Canelo's got a way bigger puzzle to crack than most people realize. Honestly, If mean machines out here saying size won't matter, maybe all that Canelo's too big talk is just barbershop noise. The end of the day, Bud's bringing brains to the fight. Not just biceps. If you're vibing with this breakdown, don't just sit there like a judge ringside. Hit that like, drop your hot take in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss the next round of Real Fight.
Canelo is big and he's fighting like 175, 168, and Crawford just moving from like 147, 154. So I'm just putting an example that size doesn't matter, and like that the fighter makes the